My name is Sir Mahekan Ahenakew. I am from the Ahenakew Cree Nation. It's located in Saskatchewan.
How did you join the military?
A long time ago, I was at a powwow actually, Regina, Saskatchewan, in the summer of 2005, 2006 timeframe. And we had just finished the grand entry powwow portion of it, and I was excused, as were the rest of the dancers. And as I was excused, they left the dignitaries and the leadership and the powwow princes and princesses up there. And I had always known that we have a high reverence in regards to showing respect towards our First Nations veterans. However, I wanted to know a little bit more. Like, I understood that they had a high value of respect for themselves, and I wanted to know why they wore different colored hats, and just having the adolescent mind of questioning. At the same time, at that powwow, there was a recruiting booth that was there as well. And that's essentially how I first got in, after signing up at the recruiting booth at the powwow, into the military.
What inspired you to join?
Well, after joining up through the Bold Eagle program, even beforehand, my inspiration, like I said, came from just those natural questions. As well, in particular, my family had a personal legacy of carrying on the tradition of servitude. And I wanted to continue that a little bit. And I just thought that it was something that was really awesome, and it was a really amazing thing, and it was really going to educate me.
What does it mean to be a First Nations veteran?
It's a pretty big question, and I think that it's got a lot to do with in regards to my inspiration, my motivation to do so, like I was saying. But as well, being a First Nations veteran is a bit different than just normally being a veteran in itself. Other people of this country, of this land, Canada, they are a part of a pot, if you will, in regards to servitude in its own self, the people of Canada. However, First Nations people, due to the signing of treaties, especially us in Treaty 6, we are not obligated to join Canada or any of its quarrels, international or domestic, if we don't want to. However, due to a long-lasting legacy and tradition, like I was saying about servitude, I wanted to continue that tradition of serving, if you will, not only the people and the land, but also upholding that legacy. For me, that's a big difference. As First Nations people, don't ever have to join the forces or anything like that. So it's a special thing for me to be a First Nations veteran due to just simply those aspects alone. But aside from that, as well, as we're not a very large demographic amongst the land, but in the military, we have a very high number of First Nations people that are representing our smaller communities and on the great broader aspect, the land and the country. And so for being personally myself, what does it mean to be a First Nations veteran? The feeling is honor, and the feeling is love, and the feeling is respect for the land, its people. A lot of the inherent values that we're brought up with here revolve around those things. Aside from the feeling, what it means on face value for myself is a sense of pride. It's still a sense of pride within myself, due to I can acknowledge to myself that I upheld that legacy of being a First Nations person, contributing to servitude to the land and its people.
What would you say to today's youth if they're pursuing a career in the Canadian Forces?
I would say first and foremost, go for it. Go full steam ahead as best as you can. Give it your best ability to do so. People are going to be proud of you, and people are going to be scared for you. Regardless of what you do, it's a big stepping stone that's going to eradicate any naiveties that a person would have in their own selves, what it means to experience not only the Canadian Armed Forces, but at the broader spectrum, the world. At the international level, the impact that we have as Canadian Armed Force members is very widespread, and it's very large. And if I were to say anything to anybody, I think that regardless if they're youthful or not, give it a shot. Go for it.